you probably know what that question is, yeah? What's the best fight you've ever seen? I think everyone asks that question. Everyone wants to know. And that's a very difficult question because for me, I've announced at this point over 10,000 bouts, so I've seen a lot of fights. I've announced getting up to 900 world title fights, and so I've seen a lot of big fights too. I've done some really big events. My first mega fight was with Tyson versus Buster Douglas in Tokyo. It ended up being the biggest upset perhaps in the history of boxing, and what an honor to be there for that. I would call that the best fight I've ever seen. It sure was remarkable. I did Julio Cesar Chavez versus Greg Haugen in Mexico City. 135,000 people were there that day. The largest crowd ever to see a fight, and that was an amazing event. And in fact, I'll say that night I was standing next to Don King. The ring was empty, and the fighters were just about to come in for the main event. And now Don King has seen everything, and I looked in his eye. It was just he and I in the ring this time, and I saw a little kind of misty-eyed tear coming down, because when you looked at the sea of people, 135,000 people, there was music, there was a laser light show, there were fires up where people, I think, were cooking their meals way far away up into the stands of this huge soccer field, and I saw that little misty eye. I knew it was something special. Now later people said he was counting the people and the money that he was taking in for me, but I don't think that's true. I think he was amazed by the fight and the crowd. It was very special. But that wasn't the best fight I ever saw, I don't think. You know, sometimes I think the best fight are four-rounders, guys who are fighting for their next payday. They're putting their heart, their life, and their soul into that fight. And the crowds aren't there necessarily to see them, but sometimes those are the best fights. But certainly some, so I can't name one. I'm going to name a few that I think were tremendous. And that's, I saw Simon Brown here. I don't know if he's here right now, but I saw him signing autographs. He fought Vincent Petway in Baltimore. And it was an amazing fight. I was just speaking with a gentleman over there, and we agreed, perhaps one of the best fights that we've seen, the back and forth, and then both of them going down, and the spectacular way it ended. My friend Simon Brown was knocked out, but he was still punching in the air, flat on his back, as a reflex of still fighting, and that's the spirit that Simon Brown always had. Certainly the fights with Marquez and Vasquez were the trilogy. I know they fought 4 times, but the 3 fights they fought, unbelievable. I remember seeing their 3rd fight, sitting in the front row and saying, you know, and I've seen a lot of fights, but I remember saying, someone's going to get hurt. I mean, for me to say that, I've seen so many fights from the first row, but to see the intensity of their punches, I just knew that it was almost scary. The first time really I've been scared watching a fight, because I know both the fighters, I like them so much.